What's up, everybody? Back in the studio. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what happens when you do not touch a Paludarium for almost 6 months. So, this thing has just excelled in growth, and we're going to break down exactly step by step how to re-maintain it um, and show you exactly what happens when you have a successful setup to get to where you're at here. So let's give you a backstory. I had a vampire crab in here, and unfortunately, he was able to find his way out after 6 months of overgrowth out of the aquarium. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. It was a vampire crab, again, rainbow specifically, and I loved seeing and looking at this tank overgrow with his success in here. It was definitely very sad, but either way, take it as a learning moment. Don't let it get to where it is here. We'll show you also underneath this light, there's plants that have grown out as well. But anyways, let's go through and break this down. I have 3 new crabs to introduce into here once I replant and get it all cleaned up. All right, so we have lush overgrowth. As I pulled the light off the top, we have plants that are just growing right underneath it as well, which is pretty astounding. I mean, they're not doing so good because the light's hot, um, but we have dead matter in here, which is, the whole theme of a Paludarium. This wasn't supposed to be super clean and maintained. Just wanted it to be a forest slash jungle, and that's where we're at now. There is a heater pad on the back that I used to have and run it during the winter months. There's also a fogger over here, but let's go through and start cleaning this thing up and make some room for some new plants and some new substrate over here on this side. But as you can tell, I don't know, can't really see it that much, but right here in this area, that's his little cave that he used to live in. I know it's sad. I'm definitely super heartbroken. Um, but we're gonna make a new home for 3 new crabs that we're gonna introduce. So let's go through and clean all of this. I don't know what they call it. It's like a purple waffle plant, but essentially it's overgrown where there's denser roots, smaller at the top. So I'll trim these all back and then replant some of the smaller, more refined stems. But let's go through and do that. You can kind of see where he made some burrows right here. Super cool that they make these little areas as they start to become accustomed to their new home. So we'll be sure to make sure we don't overfill this area with new soil, but you can just tell how thick and dense the root systems were right down in this area. All right, so I basically stripped it down to its bare bones. Still has a water area here. Yes, there are coal shrimp in here. Haven't seen any issues with the crabs before, but again, they're coal shrimp, so not as impactful in terms of shrimp and crabs. But the water is typically clear, which it is not right now because of all the glass scraping and all the debris moving I peeled all of the top root system that were all barren in this stuff that I've been using, which is actually some of the best stuff I've used so far for paludariums. Essentially what it has in it, does it say? It's a special blend of peat moss, soil, sand, and carbon. But it has nutrients for plants as well. I'll probably add some root tabs over here just for some added nutrients. But I'll make that my base so it's easier for them to burrow into areas. I may add a wood piece around here somewhere that's not this wood that we had that kind of anchors out. The moss will start to grow back. Didn't and wasn't growing due to this I don't know, purple waffle cone plant. I have no idea what it's called. People can grow it immersed, which is what we did here, or submersed. Just depends. So I can trim this and have it grow some of it, but I'll add some later on as we start to use some of the plants that I have for the new area. Now I went just to my local garden and they had plants. They're way more cost effective. So this one was $4. I went and rinsed out the roots system. So again, super cheap, more cost effective, but let's go through and start adding some soil and replanting. Perfect. So we went through and just rescaped everything, taking out all of the old decaying plant matter, which is completely fine because we're going to have a new lush system going on with hopefully not as large stem plants. But enough of me talking, let's take a look and let's add our crabs into their new home. So here are our new crabs. We have one female, one male, and another female here. So let's just take them out and add each one into their new home. So we have the first guy up right here. This is the male, larger claws. Oops, can't really see him. He has larger claws. So let him just go right into his new home. Just like that. He's super excited. Time to add a female in. See where she wants to go. Same spot, right on the wood. And now our last female right here. Oh, she just plopped right down. She's right here. All right, so we got female here. He doesn't want to move on this rock. Male right here. He's probably going to create a burrow right where the other one did, which was right in that area. And then another female right here. Females really blend in compared to the males. But let's take a look. We'll turn on the fogger as well and see how awesome this looks before it goes back up in its spot. Perfect. So we are done. Rescape is complete and we have lower plants now, so we don't have to worry about climbing out. The one crab that you saw me taking a key eye on in the front here, it's a female. She's eating springtails, which are great for breaking down matter. So highly recommend them for yours if you ever decide to create a paludarium. It really helps out break down that matter, and apparently crabs like them. I guess that's what mine was feeding on a lot of the time. I used to feed it crickets. I'll feed these guys crickets, and they have pellet food for crabs as well, so that's what I feed them. Typically it's crickets or pellet food, and then they eat whatever's in here. Springtails, I call them roly-polies, are the other ones. I don't know what you all call them. I don't even know the real name of them. I call them roly-polies. You saw a couple of them when we were cleaning them out. But again, super excited about this scape. Hopefully you enjoyed this rescape and seeing my new crabs, my vampire crabs that I got for this tank. And super sad about my other one, RIP. Super sad, but it's okay. Move forward. We learn from our lessons. Hopefully you learn from mine. Keep up on yours if you have crabs and make sure the lid's secure. And until next time, well, I guess not. If you haven't seen it, my recent video, make sure you check it out right here. After that, hopefully you found this helpful. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. And until next time, I'll see you all on the next build video.